All right, welcome back. You're still watching Game On and Favour Itua. Interesting times ahead of the Africa Cup of Nations as the Nigeria Super Eagles are currently in Lagos being hosted to a dinner, a sent-forth dinner by the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, including the Sports Minister John Obaroh, and including different governors from different states. Talking about Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde, Bayelsa Governor Doyediri, Sheriff Oborevori of Delta State, Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, and Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki. And of course, right now in Marina, Lagos State, we have our correspondent standing by to get first-hand of what is happening at the moment. We have Onyinyechi Obaroh. Good evening to you. Welcome. Interesting times, of course, for the Super Eagles of Nigeria and right there in Marina. Can you tell us what we don't know?
Yes, of course. Good evening, Favour. We are here in Lagos Marina, the government house, awaiting the arrival of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Before now, we've seen the arrival of the Minister of Sport, John Obaroh, in here, who is the co-host of this event. Now, of course, this event has been organized by the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, to give the Super Eagles a send-forth to Ivory Coast, where they will be attending the 34th African Cup of Nations. According to reports reaching me here, the Super Eagles are supposed to touch down at 8 p.m. all the way from Abu Dhabi at the Mauritania Mohammed International Stadium, and have escorts, bring them here to the government house for the event. So we are still awaiting the arrival of the Eagles who will soar in Ivory Coast. Right,
Onyinyechi, you've just talked about awaiting the arrival of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. What about the atmosphere, the mood around the Lagos State Government House? I mean, the fans, dignitaries, are they optimistic? Are they excited, to welcome the Super Eagles to Lagos?
Of course, there are a lot of excitement here from media personnel and also dignitaries who are awaiting the arrival of the Super Eagles. You could see the designs already. Green and white is the color we can see here, just for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I cannot wait for that dinner. The hall is designed so beautifully, and the way it is, it's going to be a very short event due to time. Nobody expected that the Super Eagles of Nigeria will not get here before the odd hour, which we are right now. But as short as the event will be, I'm very sure it will be a memorable one, a good send-forth for the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
All right, let's look at the tradition of the Super Eagles going for a major event. In time past, we've always had series of dinners. At the end of the day, the tournament proper, they raise our hopes and dash the hopes of Nigerians. This particular dinner that has over 4 governors in Nigeria, right here in Lagos State, how much of motivation and boost will it be for the Super Eagles going into Cote d'Ivoire?
It should be enough motivation for them. An event set up like this to send them forward to Ivory Coast with the hashtag Let's Do It Again. And I'm hoping that this can spur them to go with a good performance in Ivory Coast when they begin their campaign on January 14 against Guinea-Bissau. Expectations will be here. There'll be a lot of motivation for them. There might be incentives for them too, with the attendance of the dignitaries we see here, the sport minister, the governor, and also the governor of Lagos State. So I'm very sure they will get enough motivation they need to soar in Ivory Coast.
All right, and looking at the dignitaries that have graced the occasion, you just talked about the governor of Lagos State, the sports minister. Aside that, do we have the presence of the Nigerian Football Federation president?
Well, of course, we do have the president of the Nigerian Football Federation. I beg your pardon for missing that out. He's also awaiting the arrival of the Super Eagles. Of course, Ibrahim Gusso. If nobody will be here, he will be here in attendance.
A bit. We have to go on a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll go straight back to Onyinyechi Obaroh. Thank you very much for staying with us. You're watching Game On and Favour Itua. Before we went on a commercial break, we were talking with our correspondent, Onyinyechi Obaroh, right there at the Lagos State Government House in Marina, where, of course, the Super Eagles will be sent forth to Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire. Onyinyechi Obaroh, welcome back. You were talking about the presence of the Nigerian Football Federation's president.
Yes, Of course, I did say I beg your pardon for missing that out. The Nigerian Football Federation President Ibrahim Gusso is also here awaiting the arrival of the Super Eagles. And as I did say, they will get a lot of motivation heading into Ivory Coast. Everyone is expectant of the Super Eagles when they kick off their campaign in Ivory Coast. And they must not let the country, three-time African champions, let them down.
All right, this might just be the last opportunity for some fans who may not be in Cote d'Ivoire to get a feel of the Super Eagles or maybe hope to see them. Are there plans for interactions with the fans, the team players, or to have a last feel of what they to just talk to them ahead of the tournament? I know many of them, of course, might not be in Cote d'Ivoire.
Many of them might not be in Cote d'Ivoire, and a lot of them cannot even be here. The media here and other dignitaries will be hosting the Super Eagles of Nigeria. The Super Eagles, as I did get my information right here, will be leaving for Ivory Coast tomorrow. Remember the deadline that has been given by the Confederation of African Football. They must be in Ivory Coast not later than Wednesday, ahead of the kickoff of the African Cup of Nations. So the fans will have to wait and be expectant of a good campaign for the Super Eagles of Nigeria in Ivory Coast.
All right, I will put you on the spot now. How optimistic are you that Nigeria can actually do it again?
My optimism, I would say I'll be patriotic. I'll be patriotic, come on. I'm very hopeful. I'm optimistic that the Super Eagles can put their doubters to rest, put a performance that nobody expected and make sure they soar again like they will always do, like they did in 2013. Favour, I'm hopeful. I'm very, very hopeful.
Don't forget they were beaten
coming from
silly,
the international friendlies,
they were beaten silly by Guinea's Silly National.
I beg your pardon, I didn't get that.
They were beaten silly by Guinea's Silly National.
I'm not going to keep my hopes on the international friendlies. It's better you don't do well at the international friendly and get to dot the I's, cross the T's, and get to the competition and soar. You do not want to blow your trumpet that loud and go to the competition and not get the necessary wins you need. It's good. Let them have those falls, get to work on them, and then get to Ivory Coast and soar.
All right. Well, of course, the optimism is what you had with the Super Falcons of Nigeria at the World Cup. But of course, they were able to get to the round of 16. Wait to see what the men can do this time around. Thank you very much, Onyinyechi Obaroh, for your time. And we wish you, have a swell time right there where you are.
You're welcome.